That's the big catalyst right here. Going current, great catalyst. This incredible catalyst, because this will be a true revenue driver. This is where we will see those finances get better and better. And welcome back to Broke Man Finance. My name is Adam. You know, I have been pretty frustrated and aggravated with this penny stock here lately. Overall, though, I've been pretty dang bullish on it. I've made plenty of videos about them in the past, and I've always tried to have a positive attitude, but here lately they've been making me very angry. But then they go and totally redeem themselves. Not really, but they did just drop some, what I consider, good news on Twitter. Interscope here in Technologies, ticker symbol INND, they were making investors frustrated because they kept making comments about getting current, which is a big deal, and they kept making comments like, hey, it's going to happen any day. It's going to happen any day this, any day that, but we kept getting frustrated because that day seemed to never come. If you don't know who or what the heck I'm talking about, then feel free to go and watch some of my previous INND videos, and it will help you get caught up, and this will make much more sense. Getting current for INND is going to be a good catalyst. It may not be as big a catalyst as we initially thought a couple months ago, but it still will be a good catalyst. But more importantly, it is a step in the right direction for the future of INND. And I say it may not be as big as a catalyst as we first thought because the SEC is now requiring everyone to get current or face getting delisted. But it will be one nonetheless, and God knows we need all the catalysts we can get. Now, if you don't know what tweet I'm talking about, and there's been multiple tweets, but the one that I'm digging right now is this one right here. INND uploads final. Financial ending 03/31/21. INND financials are now current. INND has engaged a law firm to prepare an attorney opinion letter to the OTCMarkets. The attorney letter upload is the final step and requirement for INND to become pink current. That financial report was the last thing they needed to submit before finally getting back to that current status. And well, aside from that attorney letter. And you can see the checkoff list right here. And they've been pushing all of the stuff up over the past few weeks. I'm just glad to finally see all of this coming together and finally happening, as I am sure all of you investors are too. FYI, that attorney letter I'm hoping should be completed this week. Fingers crossed. But after that attorney letter is delivered, it should take approximately 5 days for them to become officially current. So we could see them current as early as next week. Warren Buffett famously said, "The stock market is where the impatient transfers their money to the patient ones." I hope that is true because all of us INND investors have been pretty damn patient. Am I right? If you agree with that statement, then do me a solid and hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. Now, why is this such a good thing? Well, a lot of people have been waiting on the sidelines, waiting for them to get current, waiting for that transparency because they want to see these numbers, they want to see their finances before they ever invest any money. So I'm hoping that this brings a lot more investors to the table, to the party, and I'm hoping that it brings some institutions in there too to gobble up some of those shares because we all know we need to reduce that float. And I'm hopeful that Matt and his team are going to buy back some shares later on. But not only that, I'm hopeful that once they go current, maybe they will get picked up by some other brokerages, Robinhood, whomever, and that will only help bring more investors to it, take up more of that float, and keep sending that share price upward. And speaking of share price, at the time of this filming, we are looking at it's still a true penny stock, but it's almost at the 2-cent range. And I'm hoping that we could be looking at some all-time lows that we never have to see again. Because although this is good news, this is all good news. I'm not taking anything away from that. It's not the only good news for INND investors. Let me explain. You see, the law change regarding the over-the-counter hearing aids presented INND with a unique opportunity, especially for their investors moving forward. As I'm sure you're aware, that was part of the FDA Reauthorization Act in 2017, and it was supposed to go down. It was supposed to go down in August 2020 last year, but we all know what was getting jiggy with it last year in August, and it rhymes with Smovid. However, finally, it is finally here. The Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, Spring 2021 regulatory agenda indicates that agency could, as soon as this month, Let me say that again. As soon as this month release its proposed rule to establish an over-the-counter category of hearing aids in the United States. Diamond-handed hodlers have been waiting on this since 2017. Think about that. And then it's finally here, and they're saying it could be happening this month. That's the big catalyst right here. Going current, great catalyst. This, incredible catalyst, because this will be a true revenue driver. This is where we will see those finances get better and better, and we can finally see a PR campaign and start seeing some numbers coming down the pipe. And with that, that share price pushes upward. Just to recap so we're all clear, this month alone, we could see INND getting current. 2, we could see the OTC hearing aids finally come to fruition that we've been waiting on since 2017. But wait, there's more. INND has been tweeting about their relationship with a Fortune 25 company and shipping out kiosks to that partner. Now, there's a non-disclosure agreement in place right now, so they can't let us know who that is exactly, but I'm talking about a Fortune 25 company, not 500, not 100, 25. That right there alone could mean millions of dollars in revenue moving forward for this company. Here's another one. Been notified today by BJ's Wholesale Club that the final steps are being put into place to launch INND products, planning co-op marketing to their 6 million members to rocket sales. Joint PR will be released post-launch. And although Matt has been going on Newsmax and some other channels, INND is planning on doing a lot more PR as soon as they get current and the over-the-counter laws are finalized. Don't forget, they already have a lot of partners already in place. There are multiple catalysts coming up for INND, and in my humble, non-financial advisor opinion, this is just the beginning of the company. That may sound silly to some of you that have been hating on the company and poo-pooing all over its face, but I really think that finally getting current and the law changes just now getting ready to take place, we haven't even really gotten started yet as a company. And so I kind of feel like we're on the ground floor of this thing as investors, and I'm very optimistic that in the next 3 to 5 years we are going to see some incredible growth. Getting back on track with being current. Doing business with a Fortune 25 company. We got a PR campaigns getting ready to come out. The new law changes that will change an entire industry. There's lots of stuff going on right now in June, and it is a great time to be an INND investor. And I am adding more shares as we speak because I see these as going to be some big catalysts moving forward. And I'm excited to see what my portfolio is going to look like with INND in it in the next 3 to 5 years. Lots of great stuff happening, but people continue to poo-poo all over INND and their face, and I get it. I've been very frustrated with the company, and sometimes the lack of information and the speed at which they're getting current. I understand it completely, but I don't think we've given it enough time yet. I don't think we've gotten started in this new evolving industry and given the company enough time to make a legitimate call against them. I certainly will, if things don't change in the next few years, I will certainly pull my shares and be done with it. And I'll say I was wrong. I have no problem doing that. But at the end of the day, as much as we all like INND and the prospects and as optimistic as we want to be, we are going to have to see some good financials come through. When that OTC law's changed, everything gets current, PR's rolling out, there needs to be some decent numbers to keep investors happy. Otherwise, all the stuff we've been waiting on, all these catalysts we've been waiting on, if they don't come to fruition and produce the results that we believe that they should be producing, we're going to jump ship, and I'm no different. And if the financials don't get better, and I may eventually bail, but right now is not the time to bail. In my non-financial advisor opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'll tell you what I'm doing. You do what you want to do. Do you? I'm loading up on shares right now because I see this thing picking up a lot of steam here over the next few months. And I'm looking at this as a 3 to 5 year hold. Stay strong, my friends, because we may just come out on the good side of this thing. Let me know what you think in the comments. Check out my other videos to get caught up on Interscope if you're not direct. Hopefully you subscribe to the channel, you gave this video a like, and I hope you all take care. See you soon.